All right, coming at you recorded live somewhere around southern Michigan. Yeah, I said rain. I was walking out of the house. We got new grass seed, and the guys come by, cut the grass like a dummy, and they cut it too short. Oh no, we got 1st of June. You got the grass cut short. It's not going to rain for a little while, and all of a sudden, walk outside. Look what I got. Well, I usually take a little bit of walkabout, a little bit, just about every day I take a little walk. It's still a little cold. I still got my jacket on. So, well, it's a thin little coat, thin little thing, but, yeah, water all over me. But, yeah, it's still a good day. It's still a good day for a little walk. But, yeah, we got some weird front coming in. And I got to get where I'm going before it really comes down, because it's coming down a little bit. Anyways, I don't know how I'm going to title this video, but I think it's going to be somewhere along the lines of, you don't really care, do you? But you don't. You do, but you don't. Got the cringy Democrats. Oh, the kids! The kids! Well, they got the border line there, on the border. And, you know what? These stupid lawnmower guys. It's raining out and they're cutting grass. That's stupid. Don't do that, guys. I mean, all kinds of racket. Anyhow, they imply that. All right, here's the first thing. Trump said there's a crisis at the border, and the cringy Democrats turn around and say, "You don't know what you're talking about. It's not a crisis. Let them in. Let them in." It's like, you don't understand. The crisis is the people at the border, not America. These people, if we don't let them in, they starve to death. That's a crisis for them. The crisis is on them. They come here with nothing, pretty much the clothes on their back and whatever George Soros money they could round up. That whole thing is to interrupt our infrastructure, and keep wages low. These people are going to work for a dime an hour. That's what they're used to. You give them $3, woo, they're all over it. So come on, man, this is what it's all about. The very idea that you think conservatives don't care about the children is freaking preposterous. Cenk Uygur. Preposterous. Freaking outrageous. You're making it sound, oh, you don't care about the kids? That's a virtue signal. Come on, man. As if you do. Come on, man. You don't care about those kids half as much as you say you did. If you did, you'd open your door and let them in your own house. Disingenuous. Some of you ain't even old enough to care about kids. Barely got your own things to worry about. Social statuses, being a good person. We're all pretty good to a point. But come on, man, you really don't care. You don't. You do, but you don't. So there's that. Then oh my gosh, that's some serious clouds up there. I mean, it's the thick, ugly stuff. Ooh. Anyway, so there's that. Then you got. Okay, so you care, and so do we. But it's not like you think like Donald Trump is racist and all this other stuff. He actually cares about these people. The narrative that he's doing this, the crisis is in America. It's not an American crisis, it's a people crisis. We need resources, we need stuff down there, we need boots on the ground. And we need, to be honest, we need to send them the fuck home. Maybe swear. But, America isn't America. And it never will be. With these kind of people coming in, all they're doing is running away from their problems. They voted for these people. Now I can see if these people installed themselves, it was a brutal dictatorship, and these people are coming here fleeing a brutal dictatorship, Venezuela. And I can see These people that are coming in, they're not. It doesn't matter. They're probably going to be conservative anyways because of what they've been through. You know. So you Democrats think it's all one-sided. It's like they're going to come in and automatically be Democrats. Oh, look what happened. The Cubans came in here. You know, we fought them tooth and nail. No, we don't want the Cubans. We don't. Want... Turns out they're running away from Castro. Come on, man. You think we didn't see that? They're in here voting Republican. You know? Sure, all the big cities are locked down. But I know some Cubans that live out in the woods, too. You know? Former Cubans, I should say. Fine American patriots. And the whole term patriot, that's been thrown out under the bus, too. Patriot. You could be a patriot and love your country and still be a Democrat. Don't think you know that doesn't mean anything. You're all about your country. You could be a Democrat and do that still. You know, that goes for you too, Republicans. You created this narrative against the Democrats where you can't be a patriot. How can you possibly be a patriot? Now, some of them do want to upheave the Constitution and install their own form of government because the one we have now sucks, and it kind of does. But it's not what you think on that either. This started in President Abraham Lincoln's, we'll call it a regime. The guy was a tyrant, man. The guy was a fascist. I did a little research into him, you know. I was raised in school to think he was a hero, and he freed the slaves. Well, yeah, he freed the slaves, but against his own wishes. That's not how he voted. You could easily research this one, you know. Senator Lincoln was not President Lincoln. Senator Lincoln voted against black intermarriage. He voted against them having a say in court. They couldn't even testify in their own behalf. They couldn't even witness. They couldn't be their own witness in court, you know. He jailed, he actually in prison lock him up. He locked up journalists in New York because they were trying to report on him, you know. They're trying to do some reports on him. They didn't really like him that much. They said no. He put him in jail just long enough to install like the New York Times and some cringy newspaper publications. You know, that's what he did. He jailed them just long enough to where they keep their mouths shut, put them away. You know, just like his son did to his wife. Locked her up well, she was only gone for a couple months. These journalists were gone for a couple years. And while they were gone, he set up the New York Times. And, you know, they didn't have television back then. But you see where it's going. It led up to NBC and CBS under President FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. That's when all this stuff was set up, you know. As far as the NBC and CBS, this all happened in the 20s and 30s. You know, under Democratic leadership. But up until then, they had. They'll tell you things like Woodrow Wilson was an ineffective president. Jimmy Carter was an ineffective president, and you know. And all the good ones were the bad ones. What they did, they were protecting corporate interests, including and not limited to Grant, you know. Herbert Hoover was kind of decent, but he was labeled an ineffective president. Why? To discredit him. It's basically that same thing. The narrative they're going after, that you know, they're a bad person. Woodrow Wilson bad, Herbert Hoover bad. You know, it's the same thing. It's an NPC thing, but it was back in the 1800s, early 1900s. You know, you don't get that kind of cringe overnight, man. That shit comes over time. So for the last 150, 160 years, we've been dealing with biased news. People getting put in jail, and I'm not going to say John Wilkes Booth was exactly a sane person or a good person, But there's a reason he did what he did. It said six Tyrannus Tempus, or whatever, you know. Tempus Tyrannus, whatever he said. You know, in his heart, he believed, he plotted with other people to kill the president, vice president, and secretary of state. That's the truth. My name's Uncle Reggie. If you like it, like it. If you don't subscribe, hit the bell. I'm out of here. If you don't see someone with a smile, chances are they work for CNN. CNN's for sale.